What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? My name is Jacoby. Welcome back to the Underachievers podcast. This is my good friend, Big Nasty Productions. Welcome to the Underachievers, episode 5, I believe. 5, yes. And this is a podcast about nothing in particular, where we just shoot the shit about random topics, would you rathers, all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, you've been fair warned. Links to Big Nasty Productions channel in the link below. Links to my stuff in the links below. Give it a click, see if you like it. And leave us a comment if you do, if you're so inclined. Yeah. Would you rather be bald or albino?
Well, as you can clearly see, I'm already balding, so I
Tee-hee.
think I'll just go ahead and say I'd rather be bald, because being albino would be just god-awful.
I'm sorry if that was in poor taste, because you're balding.
Yeah. It's a very sensitive topic.
No, I don't know. Albinos look really cool.
I really don't
really
care. I've
cool
shaved
in
my
a
head for
in a
years.
in a creepy kind of way.
No, they don't. They do not look cool at
Yeah,
all. They're just creepy.
Brother Ali, he's a great albino. He's my
Well, I guess
favorite albino.
He is. What about an albino?
No, Brother Ali. Cause motherfucker, there ain't nothing.
What about the chick from Diantword or whatever?
Oh, that chick's super creepy looking.
No, she's an albino.
Yeah.
All sorts of them. Pretty sure they're like they all seem to be South African or some sort of African. It seems. Every time I see them, I believe I can't remember what show it was on, but there was actually an episode where I think it might have even been Law and Order. I don't remember, but there was an episode where it was these albinos from Africa that were actually being hunted.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm pretty sure I remember these albinos from Africa that were actually being hunted.
Oh no, albino people?
Yeah, they were actually being hunted because they're black guys, but they're super white.
Yeah.
Due
to a genetic reason, they're being hunted down and killed.
So anyways, I remember I looked it up on the internet, and there's actually stories of this actually happening.
Oh no.
Yeah, look it up real quick, see if you can find anything. But yeah, for some reason I don't remember why.
Fucking
This is gonna sound terrible. Yeah, look
albino
up
genocide.
Look up albino hunting in South Africa or
African
Africa.
albino genocide does come up.
Really? Oh, there you go. Maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know.
This is a Wikipedia article, so your facts.
You never know.
You never know, but I'll look into it a little bit. Persecution of people with albinoism may occur for different reasons. One is based on the belief that certain body parts with albinoistic people can transmit magical powers. Oh no.
How is that? Why would you get rid of them? That's awesome.
There's still parts of the world that fucking want to cut people up for magical reasons, Cody. This is alarming. What the fuck? It's 2014 and we still believe in magic.
I want more magical parts. I only have one.
Yeah. I want magic to be a real thing too, but it's not. Anyways.
Bad magic. Like voodoo.
Bad magic.
Like I put a spell on you.
Tanzania, a number of albinos is much higher than any other nation, where 1 in every 1,429 births is albino. Wow.
I told you, there's a bunch of them there.
That is a lot of albino people. Holy fuck. Current statistics of albino prosecution. Under this...
You should have looked up hunting. Albino hunting. Although that you might not want that in your Google search history either.
No, I don't want any of this in my search history, to be honest.
Control-Shift-N.
Yeah.
Control-Shift-N.
I'm not new. I know what I'm doing.
I'm not saying it for you. It's for anybody watching.
Yes.
Who doesn't know that.
If you're an internet veteran and you don't know about Control-Shift-N on Chrome or Firefox or whatever. Yeah, so it looks like...
I'm a noob, so it's for fellow people like me.
Okay, so some Canadian organization did a study, and albino killings has now reached 129 in the last 10 years. That's what I'm getting from this. 129 albino-related race crimes.
So we'll round that up. So that's only 1.3 per year.
Mm-hmm. Well, only. Whatever. This went... convictions against albino hunters. This is fascinating.
That's probably what whoever was running that area. That's probably what he ran on too. He's like,
Yeah.
I've brought down albino related crimes to only 1.3% per year.
Everyone's like, what the fuck did albinos do? They're different. The first ever conviction for the killing of an
Sorry,
albino
1.3 deaths per year.
in Tanzania
Where's the
occurred.
point three though?
I don't know. Fuck.
Maybe the guy just got stabbed.
Yeah. Here's a little more facts for you. This is the albino section of the Underachievers podcast. Welcome everybody. The first ever conviction for the killing of an albino was in Tanzania and occurred in 2009 at the High
Crazy.
Court. They called it a landmark verdict. That shows you where they're at with their social system.
So it used to be okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's what landmark verdict means, you know. That is not. I shouldn't laugh. That is not a pleasant outlook on their social system. Yeah, I had no idea this was a thing, but I should have known better. Humans are.
I told you.
Humans are shit. So.
I remember I was telling my girlfriend about it one time. She's like, "There's no way that's real." And I'm telling you, it's fucking
that's
real.
like the weird thing the internet has against ginger people. That's if we started killing them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so fucked up.
Well, ginger people are like the halfway there version
Mm-hmm.
of albinos.
Ladies, I love a redheaded lady. I'm not gonna lie. I got nothing against ginger people.
Just ginger males. You're creepy.
Sure.
You hear me? You're fucking creepy.
That's awesome. Here's I don't know, this one's really weird. Would you rather experience Ferris Bueller's Day Off as Ferris or 16 Candles as Samantha Baker?
Well, that seems like an obvious choice. 16 candles.
No. Really?
I'm just fucking. Yeah, no, I'm gonna take 16 candles.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
But is it, like, obviously it gets to be a chick that I sit on the table with at the end, right?
Sure.
Okay. And then if we go Family Guy style, I guess it would be she tries to rape me.
I guess, yeah. We can go with that.
See, I'm okay with that. So good. I'm in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ferris Bueller's Day Off as Ferris. He had a really good time that day.
I had plenty of days off when I was in high school.
So did I, but I was mostly spent in my underwear.
I've already had his day off.
I was gonna say, if you combine all of the days I stayed home sick from school, they might be as exciting as Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I remember when I just didn't go.
Yeah. Well, I call it fake being sick, but yeah, that's essentially it. You're just not going to school.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the reasons this is called the Underachievers Podcast.
Kids, stay in school until you're done high school, and then fucking do whatever you want after that. High school, though, finish that shit. That's my only education advice. Otherwise, take none from me. What point was I going on there? Ferris Bueller. Oh, yeah, most of the time I just sat in my underwear and played video games when I faked being sick and stayed home from school. It was almost always to hang out with friends and binge game.
See, I did other things. Things that I'm not feeling I probably shouldn't mention on the internet.
All right, this is the self-incrimination portion of the Underachievers podcast. Excuse me. Yes, we can move on.
That's how I spent my time.
Nice. Let's see. Do you have any topics to throw out?
Not that come to mind.
What is your?
Which is unfortunate because usually I'll think of something afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Well, we just need to get a master list together and just keep adding them as they come. One that like a Google Doc that we can all edit. Yeah, there we go. That's smart.
Google Doc.
I will.
See, that's part of my my.
Come on, Grandpa, you don't know what Google Docs is? It's the latest technology on the internet. No, I'm kidding. I'm being a dick. I'll teach you how to use it. It's super simple. You just click on a link and download it. And it's just a document.
I don't know much about computers.
It's like a Word file that like more than one person can edit. So it's like good for brainstorming and shit like that.
I'm not stupid. I'm just slow.
Okay. What is your least favorite phrase that people use on the regular? We might have covered this one already, but I'm not sure. I think I distinctly remember YOLO and shit, and yeah. So if you got any other,
I actually never. I don't actually ever hear anybody say YOLO.
I don't either. Maybe it's like an American thing, or it's like we're way too old to hang out with people that use YOLO.
I've heard my girlfriend who's 30 years old say it once, and I just laughed at her. But that's about it.
You cut that out.
Pretty much. Did you really just say that? That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Like, oh, aren't you cute? You're just adorable. No, I don't like YOLO. It's dumb. I really can't think of any. I definitely remember doing this question. My apologies, but
Actual phrase. The only one I could possibly think of would be the typical somehow still around 1994 to nowish Valley Girl. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you want to do tonight? Like, whatever.
Yep,
no,
that was
what do you want to do?
Yeah.
No, my girlfriend doesn't say that. I'm just saying that's usually how those
Ryan
conversations.
Gosling in the Notebook. What do you want? Just tell me what the fuck you want.
Like, whatever. That would have made that movie hilarious.
I would have spit my drink out at that point.
You went to the theater to see the Notebook?
No, I went to a couch to see the Notebook, and didn't watch much of it. No, I'm kidding. I watched all of it. It was a pretty bad movie. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You know how other people like canoodle with their girlfriends when they put on bad movies? I just watch them sometimes.
That's a weird thing to do.
I really like movies. What can I say?
But those types of movies are strange to watch by yourself. I gotta say, it's just a little odd. I also
No,
enjoy
I
movies.
said canoodling was involved.
I think you know this. I also enjoy movies, but that's questionable, sir.
Yes. Would you rather fool around with your girlfriend or watch Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift?
That's an obvious answer.
I'm just kidding. Let's move along, shall we? Would you rather?
But at the same time, I do like fooling around with my girlfriend.
I should hope so.
I'm just kidding. Obviously, that'd be the other way around.
Yeah. It's just like, I do like fooling around with my girlfriend. She doesn't like it so much, but I really like.
She hates in the morning when I do the kind of hump cuddle.
Yeah. Well, I think
whenever I wake up, I do the kind of little,
Yeah, I don't know many women who enjoy the hump cuddle. Just like, yeah, we get it. You just woke up, you got an erection, big fucking deal.
It is a big fucking deal.
And then we're all just like, but, huh? Pretty impressive, no?
I like your phrasing there. That was very good.
1 out of 8 times it works every time.
That makes no sense.
I know. Would you rather be a mall cop or a prison guard?
I'd rather be a mall cop. That's a way easier job.
My initial response was the same just because of easiness, and I'm kind of a lazy person when I'm doing things I don't want to do, i.e. jobs. So mall cop would be right up my alley, I think. But
either that or if I'm going to be a prison guard, it would have to be at a female prison similar to Orange is the New Black style. Not in the way that you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Not because of that,
I ain't thinking shit.
I feel like that's the only way that I can feel secure in my job, knowing that there's a good chance I can overpower the majority of people here.
That is a completely real and valid point, and that's nothing. That's not a sexist statement.
If I go to like a
hardcore men's federal pound you in the ass prison,
I'm 5'8". What the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
If some 6'5" behemoth fucking starts causing shit.
You're a strong fella, and you could definitely rip the jaw off a human being if you needed to.
Unless I'm allowed to shoot him or something. If I'm allowed to shoot him, well then there we go.
Yeah, I don't think it's encouraged. They might have like beanbag guns and shit like that.
Yeah, fucking then I would do that. But yeah, no, women's prison. Plus, on the other side, and this will sound terrible, you might get to see some cool shit.
That was my reasoning for being a prison guard, either male or female prison. Seeing shit, basically. As a mall cop, you probably don't see that much shit. As a prison guard, you probably see just the deepest, darkest corners of human emotion.
As a mall cop, the highlight is chasing a guy down to the other escalator for a fucking bag of Skittles that he stole.
Yeah, but in prison, if you're a guard, you fucking witnessed a man shank another man over that bag of Skittles. He shanked him over that bag of
Exactly.
Skittles. Somebody is dead over a bag of Skittles.
And the worst part is the dead guy bought them from the commissary.
I've heard that, yeah, there's so many horror stories about prisons and being prison guards, though. They'll, like, throw their shit at you and stuff, like, just nasty, vile things. They'll take, people that are in life will take any opportunity to headbutt you and break your nose.
Well, yeah, if you're on life, what the hell do you got to lose? You're in there forever, anyways, or at least at least 15 years, I believe.
No, I just mean if there's 10 prisoners, one of them's bound to be, violent, insane. I think that's just the law of average in that situation.
That should be the new medical term for when someone has homicidal tendencies.
Violently violent?
They're violently violent.
They're pants on head retarded.
I can see it on Criminal Minds right now. Every time that they go for a briefing, they'll be like, now you got to be aware because this unsub is violently violent.
It's like, oh, fuck, I better fucking bring extra clip for my gun. Yeah, my English is it's not so good sometimes. Not so good. I'm trying to find... Yeah, we've pretty much exhausted this the main Would You Rather website. But I did find Would You Rather poop rainbows or vomit rainbows. Haha. There's still some good...
I think I'd rather vomit rainbows, because then if I'm, like, super drunk...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. And, like,
or if I'm just...
like a party trick. When you're smashed at a party, it's just like, hey, everyone, check this out. Just
well, I feel as though my girlfriend would resent me far less if I got super drunk and threw up rainbows everywhere as opposed to what I normally do already.
That's not bad. That's a good point as well.
Yeah. Which is usually, vomit and some blood.
Well, I think that's all that needs to be said about that. This one's kind of interesting. Would you, this is another super, we have to have like a minimum of one superpower question per episode, I feel. Would you rather, this one's a little different.
Stance. You gotta get your superhero stance on for it. There we go. Yep, there it is.
This one's a little different. Would you rather, it's more of a mind reader question. Would you rather always know when people are lying or always get away with lying yourself? So
always get away with lying myself.
Yeah.
Because I would be a villain.
Yeah.
So that way I could be the cops. The cops would think I'm a good guy, but I'm actually a bad guy.
No, yeah, that's a good point. I was gonna say I think my answer is always know when other people are lying, because gambling, betting, fucking job interviews. Like, think of how many things I could come in handy with.
I didn't think, but if you're here, if that's a power. No, I'm gonna go lie, because then you can go to a bank teller and say, "I'm this person. I don't have ID. I left it here." They'd say, "Oh, sure, no problem," because they think you are super, super trustworthy.
The most trustworthy man on the planet. Can I borrow some money from the bank? Yeah, take it. No, you make a valid point. I don't know. I'm gonna just to be diverse.
I thought we were talking about being superheroes. I'm sorry. And if you're still just a normal person, then yes, obviously I would rather.
I think this qualifies as superpowers.
It does not. So yes, I would rather just.
It's comparable with Dr. X's
no, it's not.
powers. Yeah, he knows
who the hell is Dr. X?
Professor
X.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, yeah. He knows when people are lying. Fuck.
Terrible. But no, that's telepathy. That's far different.
I feel this is a telepathy themed question.
No, it is not. This is intuition. Okay, intuition based.
Fine.
And not to mention being able to read people's body language. People in the CIA can tell when somebody's lying.
Yeah, that's their job.
I'm sure detectives can tell when somebody's lying. That's
their job.
That's what I mean. That's all you get to know. So it's either that or you get to get away with it. So you're either the detective or you're the criminal mastermind who gets away with things. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. He must not know what we're talking about. It's almost like Jedi mind trick, man. I'm taking that road. Okay. Actually, I'm sticking with that road then.
All right. Jedi mind trick. That's kind of where I was going. That's always that's my number one desired superpower is just Jediism and all the things that come around it.
Get me all heated saying that that's the same as Professor X.
Well, I mispronounced his fucking name. That should get you pissed.
Charles Xavier.
Shout out to Xavier. What is your most self-destructive habit? Smoking.
Self-destructive habit.
Yeah, probably smoking and general lack of fucks given about many topics that people do give fucks about, I guess. Well, that would probably be it.
Yeah, that and eat a lot of pizza.
That's what true love is, kids. And a pizza. That was my favorite Orange is the New Black line this season, I think. Just like, love is this, love is that, love is deep dick fucking and shit. And then just a pause. And a pizza. You also have a pizza. I'm just like, yeah, they're not wrong.
Pizzas are delicious.
They are. They're some of the best. Yeah, I'd say that one. This one's just mean against ginger people. Fuck. Considering our previous topics. Would you rather be born with red hair or have $100 stolen from you?
I'd rather lose $100.
As a male, yes, for sure. If I was female, I might have different opinions. But I'm not.
Mind you, I do got some red in my beard.
As do I. I've been told you can't tell by the poorly lit webcam in 720p on YouTube, but I got a little.
But I also got Irish in my blood, so
bit of Irish in you. Fair enough. Fair enough. Eat every meal mixed with carbonara sauce, or drink every drink mixed with Four Loko? What is Four? Oh, Four Loko's that malt liquor energy drink.
Yeah, what?
There's a drink called Four Loko that's malt liquor mixed with energy drink, and it's the devil's work. I've only tried.
That sounds just terribly awful.
Yeah, I tried a few sips of it when my friends got a bunch, and it's terrible.
Oh.
It's terrible. And they drank it, and they were fucking, I don't know. They were both drunk and energized, and then passed out.
And vomiting.
I don't think anyone vomited, but they all passed. They all passed out at like 1, just because they were so fucking caffeinated.
That sounds awful. I would never even.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with mix everything with carbonara sauce, even though there's a lot of things would just be terrible with. Anyone who doesn't know what carbonara is, like it's Alfredo, right? You know, more or less a cream cheese sauce.
Oh, gross. I don't want either of those options.
Okay.
God damn it! I don't know.
You can veto.
I'm stuck in this one. I think I'm gonna go with the other option.
All right, or just fucking veto it.
I'll veto nothing.
Okay. Would you rather be killed in a Saw movie or a Final Destination movie?
Ooh.
Final Destination.
Yeah.
Because
even if you don't even know when it's coming.
Even if it's one of the slow, painful ones, it's still like you'll make the fucking news for sure. Like
That's true.
That is a crazy death. The Saw.
Not to mention you don't know when it's coming unless buddy tells you.
The Saw movies, some of them are so bad, like cut your own leg off. I always thought I can't remember which one it's in, but the Needle Pit. Do you remember the Needle Pit from like three or four? Two? Yeah, the Needle Pit from Saw 2. Just that. It's one of the only things I've seen in a horror movie where I'm just like, yeah, god damn it, because she's like crawling around in the needle. Oh, awful, terrible, terrible shit. I'm gonna go.
Well, not to mention for something like that, for instance, like you said, Saw 2. If you're in Saw 2, you're gone for days. Like, you know what I mean?
You're kidnapped. You were kidnapped and tortured, quite literally.
Final Destination, it could literally mean you get hit by a bolt of lightning.
Mm-hmm. Or worse,
you get hit by a train.
Worst case scenario, you see all your friends die first, and then you die. So
yeah, so not bad.
But if it's one of the
go with that.
Yeah, same. If it's one of the quick deaths, like the roller coaster taking the dude's head off or something, yeah, no problem, no problem.
Nothing to it.
Nothing I can't handle. I don't even know if this is a appropriate topic, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyways. If you as you are right now as an adult, as a man, if you were a dying
I am both of these things.
Okay. Say you're a child or a dying child and you get the Make-A-Wish Foundation. You get your one wish. What do you pick? As a person right now though.
What do I pick?
And they literally do pretty much anything, those guys. Neither one of us is dying or anything like that, so that's why it might be.
But you're saying I would have to be a kid?
No, let's say in your current body, you just
I'm dying, and for some reason, the Make a Wish Foundation gives a fuck about me.
yes,
And then
yes,
okay,
that's what
all
I'm
right,
saying. Make a
all right
Wish
then.
Foundation doesn't give a fuck about adults. Let me get that
No,
clear. But
all right. Let's say they
hypothetical,
did. All right.
hypothetical.
I would ask to go. I would ask to go to Universal Studios with Steve Young, Marcus Allen, Howie Long, Bo Jackson. Yeah, let's bring Jerry Rice.
Hmm. There you go. That's a damn
And don't forget,
the pizza.
and no, the Raiderettes,
Ah, there you
the
go.
cheerleaders.
That's an oddly specific answer. I like it. Mine would be
That way, I got the best of the West Coast. So the best of the West there, and they're all coming with me. We're going to Universal Studios to chill. But then I'm dying of what? What do I got? I got leukemia. There we go.
sure. I got a similar kind of sort of answer. I would want to be I'd probably pick Martin Scorsese. I want to be Martin Scorsese's personal assistant until I die.
Ah,
I want an internship as Martin Scorsese's
I didn't even think of
assistant.
something like that. I
Yep.
just think of
And
I think of
I
it as
just,
like a kid.
yeah, yeah. A kid,
Terrible.
if I was a kid, would probably pick like how go to Disneyland, but no one's there or something like that. Something
That would be
stupid.
sick.
Yeah. But right
Well,
now,
Disneyland sucks, but Universal
yeah, I
Studios.
want one of those sick ass parks. But I'd go, yeah, I am permanently instated as Martin Scorsese's personal assistant until I die.
Well, if I go now with meaning that it's my age, then in that case, I would do something that I probably shouldn't even say because it would be horribly, horribly awful.
Debaucherous activity, folks. You heard it here. Yeah, we don't need to go into specifics.
If they did, that's probably why they don't give a shit about adults. Because they're probably because you imagine
Oh yeah, that's
the things that
100%
is
why.
that's why. Like
100%.
I want 75 hookers, 2 pounds of blow.
Yeah, yeah.
I want yeah, like that'd
Oh,
be crazy parties.
you know my neighbor Bob? I want that fucker dead. That's the
I want to see that motherfucker in the ground before I go.
yeah, that's the
Uh,
shit adults would do, and that's why they don't, they don't give a shit. Hmm.
whereas kids or big kids like me, I was like, oh, I want to meet sports guys.
Yeah, exactly. That's where me too. I want to work with.
They were my
I want to
heroes.
work with Scorsese and be like, "Here's your coffee, Scorsese." And he takes a sip and spits it in my face because I made it wrong. That's what I want. That's what I want.
See, if that were the case, I'd want to be Wes Craven's assistant 10 years ago.
Mm,
Or actually, no, 15 years ago.
yeah, that would be cool as fuck. Oh yeah. Um, would you rather be hunted by Jack Bauer or Jason Bourne?
Jack Bauer.
Yeah, I think I could take Jack Bauer over
Yeah,
Jason
fuck
Bourne.
Jack Bauer. Jack Bauer's a bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree.
Jason
Jason,
Bourne is essentially a fucking robot, but a man.
yeah, he's a fucking damn near Spartan warrior. He's just trained trained his whole life to be a killer. So yeah, Jason Bourne's a dangerous man.
Yeah, Jack Bauer's old.
Hmm.
He's an old man.
Any other topics you want to throw out, or shall I pick a weird one?
You should pick a weird one. I think I'm feeling weird.
Okay. Um. Hmm. Oh, these are weird enough.
Weird enough.
Oh, that one's just awful.
That's my old school sci-fi sound effect. You like it? I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
Would you rather live in a world where huge, friendly gummy bears walk around and are sentient,
Yes, I don't care
or
what the other thing is. Yes,
live in a world with hoverboards? Back to the
no,
Future style.
I don't care. Gummy bears, and especially if they're friendly, I feel like they would let me eat pieces of them. Be like, "Excuse
Yeah,
me, sir, may I have some ribs?"
big, big hug. Gummy bears don't
Yeah.
have ribs; they're just gummy.
Well, no, but that'd be like, let me have some of your midsection.
Just like rip off chunks of it. Oh.
Well, no,
Yeah,
if they're giants, they'd be huge. I'd like climb up them. I'd be like, "Hey, buddy," high five them because that's how you get down with them. And then they'd be like, "Oh, what can I do for you?" And I'd be like,
that's
would you mind if I like chewed a bit off you? Because I actually
that's how I'm
love the
picturing.
taste of gummy bears." And
That's
they'd be
how,
like, "Oh, well, no problem, buddy."
anything to help a friend.
Exactly. They'd be
Yeah.
like that, and then I'd just be like, "No, no, 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 no."
As sick as hoverboards would be, I'm living out my Marty McFly dreams. I'm gonna have to agree with you. Gummy bears all the way. Gummy bears all the way.
Like Steve from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Gummy bears.
Exactly.
Um, what's the biggest lie you've ever believed? Well, either Santa Claus or either Santa Claus or Jesus, one of the two. Santa Claus or Jesus, one of the two.
Yeah, those are two. Now, here's the bigger question: which one did you figure out first was bullshit?
Probably Jesus. Because I was taken to church a few times at a really young age when my mom tried to do the "we're gonna go to church now" thing. It didn't work. It didn't last. I despised it. I think I was like at at the oldest I might have been 11, 10 or 11, and I just knew right there this wasn't for me. I didn't like this.
It's a very similar scenario for me as well, sir.
Which is weird because you think a fucking flying man with reindeer and a sleigh brings the entire world presents in one, you know. Alarm
Although
bell.
I found out about that pretty early too. I
Yeah,
think
so did I, but I think Jesus came, or like we'll call it religion. I think that came first.
aside from that, the biggest lie I probably believed, I don't know. I'd probably say the biggest lie besides that I've ever believed would be that either the Xbox One or the PS4 were going to be decent systems.
There you go. Uh,
I thought they were going to be awesome, but I believe that bullshit.
Correction, they will be awesome in a year or two
Yeah.
when games you actually want to play come out. They're coming, 2015. Yeah,
Well, I saw clips from the new UFC game too, because obviously that I play more sports games than anything.
hmm
It literally looks like the graphics on it are absolutely amazing, like probably better than any sports game that's ever been made.
Yeah,
But the actual game and the physics of it, the way that the gameplay of it is almost exactly the same as THQ's UFC Undisputed 3, like the
yeah.
last one, which I think was 2011.
They might have just borrowed the same engine
Well,
or whatever.
well, THQ folded, right? I don't know who bought them. I thought it was 2K Sports.
I'm not sure. They might have sold off their properties all over the place. I'm not
I,
sure.
I don't know. As far as I knew,
Excuse me.
I thought it was TK or sorry, 2K Sports.
That makes sense because it's
They made
EA and 2K are the only people who like really do sports games or
well,
do them well, I guess.
and 2K did the new WWE game,
hmm
which is also always done by THQ for the longest time.
A long, long time actually. I think all the way back to like SmackDown days and Raw days and stuff. I think that was THQ if I remember correctly, because that's when I played wrestling games when I was a kid.
WrestleMania 2000
Oh,
was the game.
you just stuttered. The video stuttered
Uh,
there a bit, but yes, WrestleMania 2000. I know the exact game you're talking about.
Same
No,
with No Mercy.
no, I was
No
gonna
Mercy.
say No Mercy, and then SmackDown for the PlayStation One. That was a
Yeah.
Yep, those were my games. I liked them.
But either way, yeah, the UFC game looks pretty much exactly like the 2011 game as far as the gameplay, but the actual
The graphics are a step.
graphics are astounding.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I mean that literally, like actual astounding.
hmm
The,
this year is when it's actually like some of the. For those that don't know, E3, the video game press conference where everything is announced, teasers, all that bullshit, that happened a week or two ago. And games are finally starting to look like next gen, like look really, really good. But the problem is, almost all of those cool looking games come out in 2015 or later. They just do, so I don't see any reason to run out and buy an Xbox One or a PS4 because they're both a little bit lackluster right now.
yeah, I saw some highlights on G4 Tech TV, but that's about it.
There's some great looking games coming, don't get me wrong, but it's just not for a while. And chances
So,
are I can probably get them on PC and they'll be better there anyways. Hey,
yeah, there you go.
PC. Yes, the ongoing joke on the internet is PC Master Race. Yeah. Um,
It is funny though that after like such heavy campaigns on both sides, they both came out to pretty much be absolutely lackluster to what the
yep.
fans were actually looking for. Doesn't that seem just kind of odd to you,
It
especially after
seems
all the
like
build up?
yeah, it seems like less of a jump from like PS2 to PS3, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, that seems
or Xbox to Xbox 360.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It seems less of a step, like a half step, if you will.
Hmm.
It still looks better, don't get me wrong, and games will end up being better. It's just gonna take time. I mean, look at the first games that came out on 360. They were,
Yeah, sure.
they look infinitely better now, 7 years later, when they've had so much time to learn the Xbox and learn the PlayStation, and that's what we have to wait for again, unfortunately.
I guess that's the cycle of game or
Hmm.
cycle of consoles, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, you have an advantage there. You enjoy sports games. There's always going to be a new sports game on any one of the consoles.
Well, but see, that's the thing. It's an advantage, but at the same time, it's also a disadvantage because you're pretty much buying the same repackaged shit every single year.
Yep.
The problem that I have with
Hey,
so
I
some
do
people,
it with Call of Duty.
well, because some people say, why do you bother? Because you know, what I mean, and just find a year that you like. Because sometimes they'll tweak certain things, and sometimes it's worse. You know what I mean? Like they used to have this system in place where they would have the college game. You could get NCAA college football.
Hmm.
And what you could do is you could actually do a career mode where you start in high school and then you work to try and get drafted by different schools. You have
That's
to
kind
do
of
well or whatever.
that's kind of cool.
So yeah, so you get drafted by these schools. You play your 4 years in college or 3 years, whatever you want to do, and then you can actually transfer that character into Madden into the draft.
Hmm. That's really cool, actually. I like that.
No,
Yeah, I know what you mean with the minor improvements every year, because
you can't. Yeah, you can't do that anymore, which to me makes no sense because I don't see how as the technology gets better, the game systematically does less. Seems weird, right?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, certain current gen games are just like amazingly wide open. Grand Theft Auto comes to mind. It's just like that. That feels like an experience that can only happen right now with current technology.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
something like I don't know, a Call of Duty, whatever the newest Madden is, etc., etc. You're just like, I've played this before. I think this could have been done just fine 10 years ago.
Well, the only sports game that I give credit to that actually seems to somewhat update their physics engines and things of that nature, right? The only ones that seem to do that is the NHL, EA Sports NHL franchise. The Madden one seems to
I
add, like I said, tiny little things, whereas the NHL seems to actually get better.
wonder
Last
which
year's
one.
the NHL 14, in my opinion, was the best so far. Which I wouldn't say that for Madden. With Madden, I'd say it was earlier.
NHL. What's the latest one? NHL 14. For,
That's the one that's like out now. Yeah, 15 will be coming out in September.
what's the latest Madden? That 25 or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna see how much they like sales charts. See which one outsold each other this year, or what?
I think normally NHL is the bigger seller, but that's because you probably get more of an appeal throughout Canada and the U.S. as in the fact that Canada probably buys the shit out of that game.
Yeah, in North America, it's yeah, that's what it says
Yeah.
actually.
Well, and then you got states like Michigan and Minnesota stuff like that.
Yeah, there's tons of football central states in the South. There's like where there's a fair amount of hockey central communities as well in the states, but Canada is definitely more. We give a shit about hockey far more than
Mm.
we do football.
Well, you
As
should go
you've
to
said many times, the CFL is somewhat of a joke.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, and see how fucking crazy they are about hockey, or even a lot of places in Michigan, really.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Detroit.
Actually, there's tons of places in the states that are crazy with hockey. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
there's
yeah.
so many more people that are not into it.
Yep. I was gonna say Detroit for sure because I definitely or not. Yeah, the Red Wings fans seem to be awfully passionate.
Yeah. But then the best part of the fact is, like, you've probably already heard this, but you know that they're not drinking coffee right now in Toronto. Have you ever heard why?
No.
Oh, well, because the cup's in LA.
Good one.
Yeah, thank you.
Sports jokes.
Some guy just said that when I was at Tim Hortons the other day.
That's
Yes, Tim Hortons.
A. That's not a bad one actually. That's not a bad sports
Yeah.
pun thing. Excuse me. Um, shall we move along topics?
Sure, let's do it.
Maybe one or two more. I just had a good one. Where did it go?
Sailor Jerry, Breakfast of Champions.
Yep. There was a question about drinking ranch. Where did it go? Oh yeah. Would you rather drink a gallon of ranch or a gallon of mayo?
Ranch, because I hate mayo.
I'm gonna concur. I do like mayo, but I don't like it that much at all. I would.
Not enough to drink or eat a gallon of it.
Yes, I would puke. Faux show.
I'm pretty sure anybody would puke. That's disgusting.
Would you rather eat chocolate flavored poop or poop flavored chocolate?
Chocolate flavored poop.
Duh.
Like, hey, at least it tastes like chocolate.
At least that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Whereas if you're eating the chocolate, be like, oh, this tastes like poop.
This is awful. Why did I choose this one?
Like, Teresa, your fondue is terrible. Like, oh, sorry about that. I used this poop flavored chocolate. It seems got it from Germany.
They're really weird over there. Really weird.
It was called Bascheisen.
Those Scheisen. Here you go. Would you rather live with okay, you have to live with one of these people for a week. Would you pick Hitler, Saddam, or Stalin? You have to think the real world, but it's just you two living in a house.
Hitler.
Yeah.
I know it's really odd that I was quick to that, but yeah, Hitler.
No, I'd probably pick him too. He seems like he'd be the most crazy out of all three.
I feel like we'd have a good time.
They're all pretty damn crazy. Stalin doesn't look like much of a partier.
We'd have like the Benny Hill music in the background.
Hitler would have stories too, man. He would get drunk and go off on some racist shit.
There you go, Hitler, you go, chill, man.
Chill, man. Hitler, you can't. You can't.
I like the Jews, dude. Films are awesome. Have you seen the films that these guys are making? Have you been to Hollywood?
Have you been to Hollywood?
Just go. Just take a visit. It'll be awesome. I'm telling you.
They got musical ones and drama ones now, and black. They just added color to their films. It's amazing, and that's all because of Jewish people. Hitler, man, you had your.
Could you imagine in a world where if let's say Hitler didn't slaughter millions of Jewish people, right? Let's say that was completely out of the question. He didn't have anything against them, just let them do whatever. And all he did was run Germany properly like he was before. And it still took over a lot of Europe. Do you think anyone really would have had a problem with him?
I think
I know we're not exactly historians, so
no, definitely not
all the facts, but
and I mean it's universal that blah 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 Hitler is evil because Holocaust. We all know that, but if we're taking out the
that's what I'm saying. We're taking out the Holocaust. The Holocaust.
I think if he stopped at Russia and he didn't invade Russia and he didn't invade Africa, and if he just kept that part of Europe that he had, I think he probably could have and like just stopped and like closed it off there. I think he could have. I don't know. We would be competing with the German Empire as well as China and whatnot. Right?
I know, it's crazy to think of, right?
Mm-hmm. I like thinking about weird stuff like this. What if Germany won the war, etc.? But obviously we know that Russia was the downfall as well as Americans, blah, blah, blah. But mainly Russia.
The only reason, fuck Russia. The only reason that fucking Russia hated Hitler was because of the fact that Hitler lied to him about what he was going to get. Tried to tell him that he was going to get their part of Europe, and then he wanted it for himself after. So they fucking were just like, oh, well, we'll run to the Allies. And fucking boo-hoo. Well, fuck you, Russia.
Russia tried to stay out of it until oil and bullshit became a demand. And Russia's like, oh yeah, you want our land? What if we set it on fire before you get
here? And just to be clear, I'm not saying fuck Russian people. I'm saying fuck the country.
And fuck...
in the words of Bill Maher, some places are just shitty locations.
Northern Russia comes to mind. That's got to be, like, think about it. It would be like our north, but...
Well, man, he made a good point on Real Time with Bill Maher. He's talking about Iraq and other places in the Middle East where they tried to go in and help him and blah, 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 didn't work. You know, I mean, this and that, because they're back at sort of rioting and this and that right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And... he says, he says the U.S. government is acting like a woman that thinks she can fix a piece of shit guy, essentially. Not his words. I'm not using his words here. But
you're paraphrasing.
Yeah, paraphrasing. He says that it's like a girl that thinks they can fix this guy, saying, well, only if we hang around and he'll realize that he
I
wants
can
what he
change
wants,
him.
and yeah, I can change him exactly.
Yeah,
And then he
I'll
says,
watch football. I'll do whatever it takes. Yeah, no, that's an interesting way of putting it, but yeah,
and then he says some places are like that one place on the block, the place we've got him here in London, Ontario, the place where no matter what store it is, it goes in there, it always fails. One day it's a shoe store, one day it's a fucking variety store, one day
yeah.
it's a restaurant.
Actually, if you want to talk London, our
Some
town where
places
we're
are just
from,
shitty locations.
yeah,
Russia is also a shitty location.
right across from our police station is this one restaurant property that just nothing can thrive there. And
Oh, where the Jack Sprats used to be?
yeah, that turned into a Harvey's, that turned into a chicken joint, that turned into
Yeah.
a closed place now.
See? Shitty location. Let's call that Russia.
Location, location, location. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck you'd want Russia, besides it has a lot of land, but I don't know. It's snowy, dirty land. I don't mean to harp too much on Russia, but yeah, I think
Yeah, it's a good point. It has to be said.
if Germany,
Especially with the people, especially with the way that place is ran. But all I'm saying.
if the Axis just fucking toned it down, if Hitler turned it up to 11, he did, and if he cranked it back to around 7, 6 or 7, and kept it there, the German Empire would probably still be a thing. Unfortunately, he cranked that up to 11, and then cranked it up to 12, and then just the neighbor.
Then he went banana bonkers crazy pants.
Yeah, and the neighbors came over and told him to turn it down.
They said, hey yo, keep it down, son.
You know how they got him to turn it down?
By shit kicking him.
Yep, tanks and bombs and military and bullets. Anyways, that concludes the historical portion of the Underachievers podcast. Thank you for listening. As you can tell, we definitely know what the fuck we're talking about. We're about at 50 minutes. You want to wrap it up? Maybe do one more quick would you rather?
Sure, let's do a quick would you rather.
Thank you for everyone who's listening at this point still and is still, hanging in there with us. I appreciate it because this is a fun podcast to do. Oh no, the would you rather site crashed. What does this mean? What does this mean?
It means your internet sucks.
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm telling you, man, since I switched, mine's been fucking perfect.
Yeah, I need to switch internet. Fuck you, Bales and Pataco. I don't care if you hear this. Would you rather drink a cup of garbage juice or a cup of milk 2 months past expiration date? Oh.
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 For anyone who doesn't know, garbage juice, when you take the trash bag out to the curb and you lift it out of the thing, that little water that's in the bottom, the accumulation of all your trash, all your liquid trash just pooling to the bottom, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, that is just...
Oh.
That is just vile. I think
I don't know.
I don't know which one would... Either way, you're puking right away, so...
Initially I was going to pick the one that would make me puke faster, but it would be an in and out situation with both.
Oh, yeah, there's no way you're... Oh.
Because any sort of dairy is just... When dairy products go bad, they go so, so bad. It's like...
You know what? Oh, shit, I don't even know. Jesus. Oh, my God.
This is the hardest decision you've made all day.
Oh, yeah, that was just awful.
I'm gonna have to go with the trash juice and just pray it's not too bad.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. Spoiled milk is bad. Trash juice, you have a chance that they only threw out Gatorade that day. Fingers crossed.
I will drink the trash juice out of the back dumpster at Gatorade factory. There you go.
Can I get the garbage out of the fucking lollipop factory? That probably wouldn't be too bad.
Just sugar?
Yeah, just liquid fucking sugar.
There we go.
All right, that was an awful one. Do you want to end it there on that disgusting, somber note?
I guess we might as well, because that was just horrible.
All right.
I've got to go make myself throw up to stay pretty. So,
yikes. Welcome, or not welcome. Thank you for watching the Underachievers podcast, where we underachieve on the regular.
That's true. That's true.
Considering what I just did. This is episode 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 5. Thank you for watching this random shit. If you like it, give us a like, subscribe. My channel in the link below, Big Nasty's channel in the link below. Lots of fun stuff coming from both of our channels. Yeah, leave a comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. You know what to do. Thanks for watching the Underachievers podcast, and we'll see you next Sunday.